All right. Hello everyone. So myself I'm Ajay, and on behalf of Hari Aurobindo Society, I would like to welcome all of you in today's session, today's project inclusion session, which is about the need, base, and support for children with learning difficulties in the classroom via digital platform, which is an application named Project Inclusion. And we do have a plan to cover pan India and beyond to, under, to build an understanding of our respective teachers and education officers, the how to tackle the learning difficulties in the classroom and tackle them strategically and guidance in real time. So today we are going to learn about that how this uh, application help the pan-India teachers and educators of children with learning difficulties. So before starting the session, I would like to invite our guest. If her is available in the session, I would like to please unmute himself and please say the some kind words to motivate us also in this venture. Mr. Amful C.H. Maratha, Ulasa, Southwest Garo Hills, Meghalaya. If Sir, if you are there in the session, please unmute yourself and please say few kind words to motivate us. So I believe shall have not joined
Excuse me, sir. Your sound is fluctuating. It's not clear. Sound is not.
yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you. So I believe our chief guest are about to join and not an issue at all. And then there is our the Hemi Mahajan ma'am. I would like to tell all of you about Hemi Mahajan ma'am that she is looking for the project and she has a very vast experience in special education and she is looking forward about this how to expand the project in the entire India. So without wasting any time, I would like to invite now Ms. Aarti Shankarji, who has a very vast and very great experience of more than 10 years in the special education and in the special education and as well in the counseling and management also. So the next voice will be of Ms. Aarti and Ms. Aarti. Please continue the session and please guide us and provide us the very amazing information we have to share with our teachers from uh, West Garo Hills and South Garo Hills, Southwest Garo Hills, Meghalaya. And there is a very kind request to all of the teachers. Kindly mute yourself throughout the session. If you do have any concern and queries, please let us know in the end of the session. And if you have something urgent, or some thoughts and all, you can put it in the chat box also as well. So, all the very best, and I will see you in the end of the session as well. So, Auntie, over to you.
Thank you, Pankaj. Thank you, Pankaj. Uh, yes. Good morning, everyone. Uh, I am Aarti Shankar. I'm senior special educator
Good morning,
and
ma'am. Good morning.
good morning. I'm a senior special educator and psychologist in Aurobindo Society. Right now, we are working in project inclusion, and today we are going to talk about how project inclusion would be able to support teachers at the ground level. So we will be talking about what project inclusion is and how we can address the need of every learner in the classroom. Before that, we will be targeting and talking about a few points which is very crucial when we talk about children with special need. So let's begin the session, I believe, and also want you to talk about if my voice is audible to all, if you can hear me, and let's set a few ground rules to make this session smooth. So first of all, if you want to communicate anything, you can raise your hand. If you have any question or doubt, you can put it in the chat box so that after the session, we can address your queries. In case you want to speak something, I would request you please hold yourself and speak about it at the end of the session. I will be giving you a chance to speak in middle of the session as well while we are interacting or doing some activity. I request then please unmute yourself, speak about the concerned topic, the regarding topic, and then mute yourself. Why I'm focusing on muting yourself, because sometimes you might be in the school, you might be in the place where there is a lot of background noise, and it can impact all of us at the same time. So that's a basic courtesy that we should follow some rules which could help us to go through the session or do this session smoothly and nicely. So yeah, if my voice is audible to all, we can begin the session. May I? Am I audible to all?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Yes. So when we talk about children with special need, we also address, as a project inclusion, we also address students who having learning difficulties. When we say learning difficulties are uh, performing poorly in academics, either reading, writing, or in a larger academics as well. So when we say the child has learning difficulty, it could happen because of lots of reasons, not necessarily neurodevelopmental disorder. It could happen because of some life altering situation, migration, flood, and other reasons. So sometimes this happens that child is not able to attend the school, and because of that the basic concept is not formed and not very strong, and due to which child is facing challenges in basic reading writing skills. So these are largely learning difficulties. We as a project inclusion, we focuses on learning difficulties. We definitely talk about neurodevelopmental disorder, but we really need to cater those needs as well. So throughout the session, I'll be telling you how we can provide our support to them. Also, when we talk about inclusive education, today I'll be helping you out and telling you how project inclusion can support you in bringing inclusion in your classroom. So our role that will be clear to you, so that at the end of the session you are completely sure and you are enough aware what project inclusion is. To begin with the session, let's look at few statistics. Stats are really important, or these figures are really important to address and understand, because this tells us what is happening on the ground. So, as per the Tata Institute of Social Sciences and UNESCO's report, the State of Education Report of India 2019, Children with Disability, we have the data that India is a home of 8 million children with disability, and out of which 45% of them are not able to attend regular education. So when we talk about 8 million children and 45%, which is almost a half, let's say some 4 million children are not able to attend or seek regular education, which is a huge number. These many children are not able to attain their right of education. they're not getting educated. So this is something which should focus our or take our attentions toward them. Also, the second statistics are from Census 2011, which is that India has some 2,500 special schools, out of which we have a special educator, RCA registered special educator, which is 1,20,000 plus number. And if we talk about children with disability, we have 8 million children. So if we look at the stat, only 2,500 schools, special schools, 1,20,000 plus teachers, and 8 million students with disability. So this gap is huge. How we are able to accommodate 8 million children in 2,500 school, and how come this 1,20,000 teacher will be able to address these 8 million students? So this gap is huge. We really need to understand how we can provide an in front, how we can provide the support to these students so that they can continue their regular education. So to look at the probable solution, we have few policies and acts. Let's look at them. So first of all, we have RPWD Act. I'm hoping that all of you must have heard about these act. This defines inclusive education in a wonderful, wonderful definition. I'll help you understand this. A system of education wherein students with and without disabilities learn together, and the system of teaching and learning is suitably adapted to meet the learning need of different type of students with disability. So, with little bit of modification and adaptation, we can provide equitably education to these children. So, our focus is that every student, if child with disability or without disability, should be there in the classroom and continue their education, so that we can reduce the dropout rate, which is the huge concern. Students are coming in the school, but because we are not understanding their strength and capacity and not providing as per their limitation, they are dropping from our regular system, which is again a challenge. So to continue this, we have NEP 2020. NEP 2020 talks about awareness of teacher. When we say creating awareness among teacher, we say that every teacher should understand the learning need of a child. Only then they can provide their help as per the need of the student. Also, we should understand what system or what process of taking test or examination work better with every child. There are a lot of types of testing or type of assessment we can do in the classroom. Like when we are taking the examination, we can provide MCQs, true, false, fill in the blanks, and lot many. Because for every learner, it's not possible to cater their thought and put it on the piece of a paper. So that could be a huge task for many. Possible that as a teacher that this child has the capacity, this child knows the process or the concept very well, but not able to put it on the paper. Their NEP says that we should be very flexible when we are providing or when we are taking their test. Also, third point is flexible curriculum. Why we say flexible curriculum? Like we just talked about, that each child has their own capacity and limitation and strength. So if we look at their capacities and limitation, we don't really need to complete all the syllabus. We can take out some functional academic and help these children to understand those functional academic that could also fulfill their need of education. Fourth point is providing assistive devices, which is very important. Assistive devices has made our life very easy. Today itself, we are sitting at different places and attending this session. This can only possible with the help of assistive devices. So that's here we say that if we provide some gadgets, let's say a calculator or a laptop or a phone, this can help teacher as well and the student to understand the concept better. We can provide a text reader which could help a child to read the text, which was not possible earlier. So these were the benefits, or these were the points, key points that NEP says for children with special need, and we believe that these are the probable solution. Following these points, children can continue their education in the regular school, which is really important and which is the need of the hour. So now look at, because when we talk about the education system, earlier the education system was very rigid. When we say rigid, we say that there was not much of the flexibility in the classroom. There was a set pattern of examination, everything. But when the integrated system came, zero rejection policy came into play. So zero rejection policy, as you all aware, that is a school cannot deny any student to take admission in the school. So that was a huge change, a huge shift, where we are also looking at the children with special need, and it's our duty to provide them equitable education. This change was wonderful. That was a like open door for lots of students with disability. But let's look at what exactly happened. So, while the integrated education came, teachers were sensitized about the need, but that sensitization process was very little. The information given to them was very little, due to which they faced a lot of challenge. But nevertheless, they took up the challenge and they tried their level best to understand each learner present in the class, but their experiences were little different. They were not able to understand or learn the concept. Students were really struggling to understand the teacher. Also, students were very different. For teacher to understand the child, it was a task for them, because these learners, these children with special need, were very different for the regular students they were teaching so far. Also, they were not able to teach as per their demands or needs. Teacher were teaching like they were teaching a regular kid. Some extra help was there, but again, they were not able to address exactly what was the concern of these children. So these many experience actually demotivated the teacher, and eventually it built up this notion or this thought that maybe this child has a problem. I request everyone to please mute yourself. So yeah. So when we say that, these many experience demotivated the teacher, and it led to this thought that maybe this child has a problem, and taking him to a special school would be a viable option. Eventually the system, the teachers thought, were mostly like that. They want to get rid of the student because of these many experience. And government also, the system also understood the concern and the struggle of the teacher, and they worked on the new policies and bring inclusion. So they talked about the inclusion, the mandate that inclusion should happen in the school, and right now we have inclusive school in our country. But again, what is the role of project inclusion? We all know that inclusion is there. Teachers are attending lots of training and session. But here, project inclusion is providing a course where teacher would learn lot of things. I'll tell you the learning outcome if you do this course. So first of all, you will able to understand the child-centered approach, and this would help you to understand the child better. What is the child concerns? Also, you'll be able to understand their talents. Rather than just understanding the limitation of it, you will be able to understand what this child can actually do, and how we can turn this limitation into a talent. You'll be able to understand how to make the curriculum flexible as per the child needs. I've heard a lot of time that teachers are really struggling to make student understand this only one concept, which has taken some months. Rather than we could have opted a curriculum or opted a topic which would actually help a child in future. So we really need to be very mindful, and we really need to be very clever while we are teaching these students that what topic would actually help the student for the future perspective. Also they are now they'll be able to understand the multidisciplinary team and which professional can help them to make child perform better in the classroom. So these many learning outcome will definitely help teacher to bring inclusion in the classroom, and it will help teacher to maybe shift the thought from the problem, from seeing child as a problem to maybe accept the child as a part of the class. Like, let's say for a regular child there is no thought that this why this child is here. So we as a project inclusion want this thought for every child present in the class, that these students are part of our system, part of our classroom only. Also, when we talk about working with the teachers, working with the education officer, we cannot really forget who are our beneficiaries. So children with disability and without disability are our beneficiaries. When we work with the teacher, it directly impacts the children with disability and without disability. So let's look at what will happen if we bring inclusion as per like as an inclusive classroom, like proper core inclusive classroom, how it will help children with disability. So first of all, we will be providing a conducive environment to these students, so that through the skill of imitation they will be able to learn lots of new skill in the classroom. Sometimes it's very difficult to actually teach student a particular skill. It is very difficult, but sometimes we have seen that these students, if we provide them a regular classroom, they can learn this concept from their peers, from their buddies. That is really a blessing, and it's a benefit of an inclusive classroom. Now they can get into touch with the peer and understand numerous social and real life skills, which would definitely equip them to live in their community. What is required, like we maintain a social distance, when we should greet, when we should take the conversation forward, we should stop. These are lots of skills that needs to be learned. But due to the disability, definitely these students struggle. But with the help of peer, with the help of the conducive environment, we provide an inclusive session, these many changes can happen. Also, when we talk about benefit for children with disability, now they can access the education in their community. They don't need to go at a very far place from their home. Now they can take admission in the nearby school and start their education and continue it for the longest time. So these are the benefit for children with disability. Now look at the benefits for children without disabilities. Yes. So if we look at the benefit for children without disabilities, first of all, we need to look at that now. If we talk about a regular child, for them now more realistic and accurate view of children with disability will be there. I don't know if you have seen or not, but many times this has been seen that in the community, while traveling maybe, or going somewhere and presenting or being present in the community function or anything, we have seen people with disability, and sometimes either we and the people feel awkward in their presence because they don't have or they never experience their presence in the community. So if we provide the environment to them, if we provide the environment where all the students are together, they will be able to understand in what way I should be providing my help, or maybe in what way I should be behaving or provide our support. So this is very important. If we provide this environment to our regular children, they'll be better sensitized and aware about the need of every learner present in the classroom. This will also develop a positive attitude between them, because seeing the challenge they are facing, children with special need, how they are living their life with lots of challenge, would actually motivate a regular learner to take up the challenge and do their best in their life. Peer tutoring is one of the blessing we can provide, because through this we are giving responsibility to our young learner. A regular child will start taking the responsibility from the very early age, these students are doing these students are taking responsibilities. What we could hear from the ground, many teachers have shared that these many students have already taken up the responsibility of taking this particular child to maybe a music class, to other classes, or swing area, or the washroom. So these students are already taking up the responsibility. This is our time to understand that through this responsibility we can actually building our student a better citizen of the country. So through these many experience we can definitely develop the individual differences. A lots of value development will take place. So providing such environment for a regular children would be a great asset for us. Also we are helping them to be a great citizen of the country. So we are not just targeting children with disability, we are targeting children without disability, so that both can be can work toward the betterment of the nation. Now let's look at why we are targeting teachers, which is like very important question. A lot of time teachers have asked why we are not providing this sensitization or this course to parents. So we are providing, but why we are specifically focusing on the teacher? Because teachers are already doing a lot of things, and they are already very much sensitized. We are just polishing their skills and helping them to understand even better. So let's look at, when we talk about the change, we always say that change start from the lowest or maybe from the very bottom of the community, which is a parent. So first level is the parent. We start the change from the family, and then to the school or maybe any educational setting, and then to the community. But if you look at India, specifically India, our parents are not very much sensitized. They are not very much aware about children with special need. Many of the time we have seen that they themselves discard this child, or maybe say a lot of things, a lot of bad word which should not be said. So sometimes what we have seen that parents are not enough sensitized. Definitely project inclusion is working for them also, but we are targeting teacher because they already taking a lot of workshops. They are already being with the students. Their reach is larger than any of us here present. So teachers are right now, if we work on the teacher, definitely they can help parent to understand the condition of the child or any of the impairment. And secondly, they can also reach out to the community at the macro level. They can through teachers, this can bring to a lot of level. So also through this through meeting, I really want to acknowledge teacher for their efforts. They are doing really best in any of the circumstances. They are providing their best to the students. That's why project inclusion also acknowledge and targeting teacher, that with their help we can reach out to our goal. We are on the path of making teachers life easy, so that disabled child, a child with disability, or any of the disorder should not be a challenge for the teacher. The teacher should be very empowered when she faces such cases in the classroom, and she feel very confident while dealing with these students. So that's our target, and I really want to show you a few success stories where teachers have really accomplished, and the success story came due to their effort. So first of all, I want to tell about Aditi Verma. She is 25 years old. She's a Down syndrome, and she lives in Mumbai. Right now she's running a restaurant and also providing lots of job opportunity to many children. So her video got viral in pandemic, and now a lot of parents with their children, they're coming to her, and she's giving vocational and pre-vocational setting for them. Second is Pranav Bakshi. He's 19-year-old. Child has autism, and he's the first model who has autism. The third name is Ansh Patra, who is 14-year-old. He has autism and he's an artist. His exhibition, he puts his exhibition at the national and international level. So sometime I have heard that maybe these students are like a regular student and having a bit of the disability. So I request you to maybe Google these children, because I personally know Ansh Patra and I've seen Aditi Verma a lot of time. These are the students, they were not able to sit in the proper classroom. When I say Ansh Patra, he was not able to properly sit for maybe for a 5 minute. It was very difficult for him. But now this child is doing level because teacher could understand the talent of this child, and with the teacher supports and parent support, this child is actually living his life goal. So these are the success story I wanted to share. Now I'll go forward and talk about the project inclusion. So Project Inclusion launched in 2016 by Shri Aurobindo Society, which already strive to create an inclusive learning environment. So we started our project with the pilot study. We started from the Ghaziabad and covered 14 state and union territories. Earlier, this training was on ground level. We were reaching out to teachers and conducting 4 days of training and targeted some 20,000 teacher. We could reach out some 20,000 teacher and provide the training of project inclusion. So while we were training them, we used to provide 2 days training and send them to the ground to understand the learner, understand the child who is having difficulty, and bring the case study of every child. So a lot of time we heard that teacher used to say that, madam, we don't have student with special need. We only have some disability, some physical disability, and we don't have NDD student, neurodevelopmental disorder students. So we don't have it. So but we insisted to go back to your class, and as per what we train them, use those in that information and place it there. And then after they came back to us, we got some 18,000 numbers, 18,000 names. So why I am saying this to you? Because many a time neurodevelopmental disorder is not at your face. This is a hidden disability. It's not visible many times. It can be seen through your behavior sometimes, your performance, your learning need. So it is not very visible, due to which many times students are not diagnosed. While we got some 18,000 name, we provided, or we assessed the student and provided a psychometric assessment, out of which 6,600 students were on NDD. This was a huge number, which means 18,000 plus students. Out of 18,000 plus students, 6,600 students were actually needing a real support, real intervention, and they were struggling in the regular classroom. While we conducted these many training from 2016 to 2020, we got the number and understood that every part, each part of India needs such training, so that every teacher could understand the need of a learner. While we also so this is our usual way of doing the training. We do the pre-assessment and post-assessment, and while we were doing the pre-training, pre-assessment, we understood that only 1% of the teacher were aware about the disability, and the changes were actually astonishing. In the post training, we could actually see that 48% teachers were able to understand the need of the learner, the sign and symptom. That was definitely a change, because in just 4 days training, the teacher would actually understand what were the child need, what were the child sign and symptom as per the disability. So this change was huge, and we could understand, provided a platform, teacher can do best, teacher can learn best. So after this pandemic, and during this pandemic, and we could understand now it will be very difficult to reach teachers at the ground level, and we could understand we really need to shift something. So we initiated to develop this program on the digital platform, which is also very cost effective. And now this course is completely free. Earlier it was also free, but the state has to bear some amount. But now this is completely free. Now through our app, you can access the course, you can do the course free of cost as per your convenience. Now there is no time as such that you have to do this course on this particular time. No, as like you are using any other app on your phone, you can access this project inclusion app and do the course as per your convenience. Now I'll be telling you about the phases of project inclusion. Earlier it was just 4 days training, but through our digital platform we also expanded. So first phase is sensitization. So we provide awareness and sensitization, also the classroom management, because many of the time we have heard teachers are saying that you are just telling us the sign and symptom, the problem, but what is the management? So we are right then and there providing the management so that you have something you can start working with the child rather actually postponing your effort. So now you have project inclusion course, which I'll be explaining you in the next slide. Second is screening. Now, I've heard this question a lot of time that teachers are saying, ma'am, our state government is not providing, or education system is not providing much of the help to these students. So I want to tell you, because we lack in statistic, we lack in data, that is which is why we are not developing any policy or act for them. So why they have no benefit? Because we don't have data. If we don't have data, government is not able to provide any help. But through screening, through this phase of screening, we can actually, we will be sending the data to the government, the state government, so that they could bring change for them and maybe bring a little flexibility in the curriculum and the examination part. So second phase is very important, and now through project inclusion you can do this screening through your app. You don't need to do any paperwork, and through a few clicks you'll be able, you'll be helping us to screen the child. The third phase is remedial trainings, IP implementation, or any support if you could provide. Because now here on in the third phase, there are few teachers who really want to work with this child. So and then they need individual attention, to provide this therapy or maybe training to this child. So we as a project inclusion also focusing on the teacher who really want to adopt this child and work with them. Project inclusion will provide the support. So now the project inclusions course name is Learning Difficulties, Understanding and Management Level 1, where this course is has 17 module. In each module, there will be animated videos which are easy to understand. I'll be sharing the example after this session, so you'll be able to see that, with 3 to 4 minute video, you'll be able to actually understand what is the concern or what are the sign symptoms, rather than we providing you any specific training. At your own ease you'll be able to understand this. So the content of this course is largely, this is focusing on neurodevelopmental disorder, which is autism, ID, SLD, but we are also targeting the need of slow learner, underachiever, and gifted underachiever, because we have seen we also have these many students in the classroom who are struggling right now. Provided management of it, and what are the benefit and exemptions. So these are the course content, and this course is in different languages. Hindi, English is available. Soon enough we'll be launching in Tripura, and we'll be providing this content in Bengali, also working on Tamil, Marathi, Gujarati, and Punjabi, which will be soon there on the app. So I'll be telling you the flow of the course. First, you watch the video, and then you will read the reading material. Reading a reading material is an optional task, because sometimes what we have seen that teacher understand video wonderfully and they don't need to read. But sometimes there are few teachers who really want to read the content. So we don't mind that, and definitely we are providing the reading material so that you can enhance your skill better. And after that we have a post assessment, a questionnaire. So these 4 MCQ will help us know how much you learned out of these videos and reading material. So after video, there is a optional reading material and then the MCQs. So this is the basic flow of the course. After your video, you'll go to your assessment and do the assessment. Now I'll be telling you what is the acknowledgement part for the teachers. So if you do the course, first of all, once you complete a module, which will be carrying some 4 to 5 chapters, once you complete it and score more than 60%, you will be getting a e-certificate. You can download it and share it in your community. Second level is after final assessment, which is a post assessment, and you score 75%, you will be getting an e-certificate. You can download it and share in the community. Third level is when you score more than 75, which is achieving beyond the bars. So you will get achievers e-certificate, and we will be recognizing these teachers soon. Where like in Pondicherry, we provided these teachers the certificate by Governor of Pondicherry. So that was a huge accomplishment for the many teachers to getting such certificate from the dignitaries. So these are the acknowledgement for the teachers who do our course and do their best to understand the learner. Second thing is we also target that teachers should not left behind with their queries, their concerns. For that, we are providing online doubt clearing session, which will be conducted by special educator and psychologist. This will be the online session. There will be a set time for it, and I'm hoping that you must have received the doubt clearing session link in the comment box. You can save the doubt clearing session link, and if after doing the course or during the course, if you have any concern or doubt, you can register yourself for doubt clearing session and share your concern with us in the session. So right now we are conducting this session twice in a week, which is Wednesdays and Fridays at 4 p.m. This is some half an hour to 1 hour session. Largely we are getting a lot of queries. You can also share any technical error if you are getting any error in or maybe continue the app, or any app glitch, you can share about it also. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So
Yes, yes.
thank you. While you are doing this course, you can definitely interact, because we believe that human touch is really really important. And though our course is self-explanatory and in a very simple and easy language, still we open this window for our learner that they can reach out to us. Now, this is the app flow that you download the app, register yourself, select if you're a parent or a teacher, and then you start the course. I request you, while you are putting, your password, make sure that you are also learning it, memorizing it, because sometimes you also need to register, put it again, the password. So make sure that you're putting it, keeping it easy, so that is easy to learn. So this is the demo, this is the example of the reading material that we will be providing. And now I'll be showing you the video of it. I request you to mute yourself throughout this video and understand that, how this is going to be very easy for all of you.
Dyslexia, understanding the disorder A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. You must be wondering, why are we revisiting learning alphabets at this stage? For you, these are simple alphabets. Within these 26 letters, you may be able to identify the vowels and consonants. Now, what if we say that this isn't the case with everyone? Meet Zoya. She's 6 years old, and this is how the letters appear to her. All that she sees is some dancing and floating shapes. Zoya has a hard time connecting letters to the sounds they make and then blending those sounds into words. Since she cannot pronounce the words or recognize their sounds, she cannot understand the meanings. So, What's the case with Zoya? Zoya has a disorder called dyslexia. Dyslexia is a language-based learning disability. Students diagnosed with this condition face challenges in interpreting and processing language. The disorder affects an individual's ability to read, spell, write, and speak. While these students have a normal vision and are just as smart as their peers, they struggle with their academics, thus requiring the teacher to adapt to an individual's way of learning. In this series of videos, we will learn about some teaching strategies for students with dyslexia. Before we start with the sessions, it is important for us to know that a supportive teaching environment plays a vital role in making the classroom dyslexia-friendly. A teacher's understanding of specific difficulties and how they may affect the student's classroom performance is a blueprint for the teacher to plan and proceed with the lectures. From the next session onwards, we will begin to learn the strategies that can be implemented to teach the students having this disorder. Stay tuned.
So I'm hoping that so far you've understood that this project, these videos, the animated videos, have been created with one agenda that should be accessible to all, easy to understand, and in a very simple language. If we're also talking about any disability or any specific condition, our target is to use the language the teacher could really understand and not the technical words. So now I'll be sharing the user manual. After that, I'll take your
Dyslexia.
questions. This is the scanner. You can scan it and download the app. Also, you must have received the app link in your chat box. You can download through the link and start the process. Register yourself and do the course. Right. So I'll be helping you out to understand how this works. So if you click at the link which has been shared in the chat box, it will be downloaded. So once you open the app, you first select the language, which language you want to, continue in, and then if you are a teacher and a parent, and then you log in with your number. And after that, you enter the password, 8-digit password. I request you to make this very easy, or either it's a 6-digit password. Yeah. And then you start the course. You can choose the option courses, and you will be able to find our course. So the course start with, like I said, pre and post assessment. We have talked with the little intro. We can start the course and fill the pre-assessment. And eventually, once you complete the course, you will be filling post assessment. And that's how you do the course. Yes. Now I request people who are here or who have raised their hand. If you have any concern or doubt, you can ask me. I can see Arshad ji has raised his hand and Carolyn has raised her hand. So, in case you have doubt, please ask. In case users who have joined us through YouTube, if you have any concern or doubt, I request you to please put it in the chat box. I'll make sure that I'll address any of the concern. If I have missed out any of the concern, you can ask. Or in case you don't have concern, my request to you is to go through the app once you do the course, maybe you will get or you will have some queries which you really want to resolve. So you can attend our doubt clearing session and ask your concern there as well. Uh, Again, because I can see the raised hand, Mr. Arshad and Trilene. If you have any doubt, you can ask us. You can unmute yourself and raise your concern. I could see that you all have no concern so far. So yeah, thank you, Rahulji, for reminding us. So I request you to please follow us on the social media pages. We have shared the link. I request you to please go through our social media as well. Lots of time we have, shared the remedies, the intervention you could use with the child and help them understand. Also, help yourself understand them better. So I request you to please follow us on social media, YouTube's. So yeah, so that's for all. With this, I conclude this session. Thank you for being here and attending this session. In case I have said something, I'm sorry if it felt inappropriate from my end. So yeah, so that's all. Thank you so much.